It's ranting time, everyone. This video, ow, just stubbed my toe.
Restart it.
So we're gonna get on topic here and talk about. There was a recent episode of Storage Wars that took place. Actually, I don't really know how recent it was, but basically, where it started for me was I was listening to Pat and Ian's Unnecessary podcast. They we're talking about an episode of Storage Wars where one of the buyers of the units had a Nintendo system with hookups and games and stuff like that, and for me it got completely out of control. So to give you a little backstory, they bought a unit for, I don't even know, probably a couple $1,000s, and they found a Nintendo system with some common games, the hookups, a zapper gun, all that fun stuff. But on top of it, they had some rare games in there, some gems per se, if you will. So basically, what happened there, though, was they brought it all in. They brought it to what they called a specialist, I think. And it was just these two guys who own like a mom and pop shop, and they asked them what it was worth. But the first thing we're going to talk about was the setup. If you don't know by now, and all you people who actually love reality shows, you might want to earmuff this. But reality shows are very, very fake for the most part.
You mean Mob Wives isn't real?
So, like I said, a lot of the reality shows nowadays, they're not real. There's very few things about them that are real at all. So, basically what happened was, you died. I'm sorry. Sorry for your loss. So, they brought the stuff in a box, and they pulled it all out. Minus the rare titles, of course, because they gotta have a build-up. And they estimated everything with the exception of all the heavy hitter titles, quote-unquote. And they estimated it at about $80, which is something I would have done too. They had probably 2 stacks of games. Each of them, he said each of them were worth, give or take, $5, which, I mean, yeah, you could say, yeah, they're worth probably about $5, in the sense that that's probably as much as they were going to pay for the titles, and then they were probably going to turn around and try and sell them for like 10 each or something. So they estimated all that at 80, and then all of a sudden there's a black baggie that comes out, and it happens to have titles of the likes of Snow Brothers and Zombie Nation, Bonk's Adventure, Power Blade 2, and then on top of it, he pulls
a rabbit out of his ass.
And then the rabbit shit out stadium events. And the funny part, the actual funny part about that is, I mean, you won't think so, but I do, is that he goes on to say that this is the rarest game for the Nintendo because they only made 3,000 of them. And the funny thing is for people who know of the stadium events, there's 2 versions, the PAL and the North American. And the North American is the one that's actually worth thousands of dollars, and the PAL is only worth a couple hundred. And they had the PAL version, and either they legitimately didn't know the difference between the PAL and the...
Which makes them not experts.
Exactly. Or they just were told, hey, for the camera, just pretend. I mean, we do it all the time on...
Role-playing games.
I'm sorry, hold on. Just pretend. We do it all the time on reality shows. I mean, they're not real. So...
I love Teen Moms. Oh, fucking... Oh. Edit. You're gonna have to bleep that one out.
Product
that was
blog. So, now, this is extremely frustrating. It was extremely frustrating to watch this video because they, I mean, they were at least in the ballpark when they were estimating out the games and the system. But then when you threw in the stadium events, the Snow Brothers, Zombie Nation, and all the other rarer titles, I trying to start from the beginning here. You had your system and all those games, but then Trolls and Crazy Lands, 100, couple hundred. Snow Brothers the same, probably about 200. Zombie Nations over 200. Bonk's Adventures closer to 3. Power Blades 250 range. And then of course your stadium events, which is about 300. Give or take, being optimistic with it, it's all worth about 1,500, I would say. They should have offered him 1,500 for everything. Actually, 1,500 maybe.
You're welcome.
This needs alcohol. So
I need my meds.
to go back on topic here. So they should have estimated it out to be valued at around 1,500, maybe 1,400, and that's being optimistic. But the guy said that what he had in his hands were 3,000 worth of stuff, and that's a ridiculous price. I don't know if he thinks he's selling the stuff to some grandma who doesn't know what she has.
I need to get Johnny a new video game.
Why did that sound like an old lady mixed with a crow?
Side bit.
Anyway, so it just frustrates me when this stuff hits TV, because when people think, oh, I have something in my attic that's just like this, and it's got to be worth money now.
Millions,
so,
Johnny,
yeah.
millions.
Yeah, so that's going to obviously raise the price up to anyone who tries to get one for themselves for their collection. So it's bad for us collectors to see that people are being shown that, hey, this stuff's worth money, and it's worth a lot of money, but that part isn't even the part that's really frustrating. It's that they're getting their numbers wrong. So now they're going to make everyone who has a copy and is willing to sell it is going to make that person overpay for something that's not worth the price. And to make the matter worse, I mean, if you watch the show, I used to watch it when it was first around with my father, but don't really do that so much anymore. But yeah, he estimated at 3,000. They were about to walk away, and the people at the store told them that we couldn't let you walk away with this. We have to buy it off of you. Because apparently it was the greatest lot they'd have seen ever in their entire lives. Which is funny because I've been on YouTube for almost a year now, and there's people who've gotten lots that are similar like that and have gotten more than one of them. And I think he mentioned one of the guys, he says he's been doing this for decades, and he said this is the second time he's seen Zombie Nation in like 15 years. And that's ridiculous, because I know people who've seen a Zombie Nation that many times in like half the time, or maybe even less than that. But to move on with it, he said, I can't let you walk out of here. I can't let you walk out of here with this stuff. I have to buy it off of you. So then Darrell, being the gambler, decided to be a complete douchebag and say, you could take it off my hands for 4,500. What? I'm sorry. I understand you're the gambler and everything, but how are you gambling when you're offering them something that they're absolutely fucking not gonna take? There was no...
Right. It's called a reap around. Many prison systems do that.
He must have went to prison. I think that's the only life he knows.
Maybe $4,500 in carton cigarettes.
Or fucking $4,500 worth of Hershey Kisses or something.
I like chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate later?
No, we just had froyo.
Hot cocoa?
Maybe cocoa.
Okay.
If it gets colder. So, yeah, he tried to sell it to him for $4,500, and they had just estimated it completely over the park anyway for 3,000. 3,000 is a wrong fucking number. So then, on top of it, I didn't think I could hate someone more than I could hate the two people from that store for estimating $3,000 for that stuff. But of course, Darrell has to be over the top with everything. $4,500, take it or leave it. Fine, take it, because I doubt you're even gonna get the $3,000 for that stuff. So you can go ahead and suck a fatty.
What's a fatty?
I'll tell you later. So to keep going on with it,
Are you serious?
one of the guys decides to say, "Hey, how about we flip you for it?" And Darrell's like, "I've been known to flip. I'm a gambler." So I believe the guy offered something a little more realistic for the stupid, crazy number they were offering. They said that they would flip. I think it was either 1,500 or 500, or 2,500 or 500. I don't remember. Honestly, I got so infuriated watching this video. I don't remember all the details. I'll link that video down below as well, on top of the podcast video. And Darrell says, it says gambler, not stupid. And I wanted to, if I were there, I'd have been like, no, it says stupid. Clearly it says stupid. But, so then Darrell decides to be a bigger retard and say, how about this?
You don't use those words, Ryan. A bigger D-bag.
Bigger D-bag. So, okay, Mom. So, instead of offering him a reasonable price and whatever, he tells him we'll flip for it $5,000 or $5, which is extremely stupid too. Even if it was worth $3,000, they're not going to be able to make money if they spend $5,000 for all that.
Not sure if stupid or secretly genius.
Nothing of what you said. After the video was over, I went down below to hear other people's comments. You have a wide stance. Move your foot over, please. Thank you.
It's called a power stance. I'm playing Donkey Kong.
So you gotta have as wide a stance as Donkey Kong does.
I keep smashing my head, okay?
And I keep stepping on your toe. Which one are you gonna get more mad at?
Dying.
Of course. But there was a guy who had a comment down below saying that there were even more rare games in the pile, such as Chip 'n Dale 2, Cowboy Kid, and Panic Restaurant. Even if there were like 2 or 3 copies of Panic Restaurant in there, it's still not worth $3,000. These games each are not worth $1,000 or more. They're worth only hundreds, which is still a lot of money, but even when you add them all together, they don't equal out $3,000 in value. So I don't understand why these people seem to think that it's a good idea to mislead their following and saying, hey, the stuff that they found in this lot is worth $3,000 when it's not. And it makes collecting that much harder for people, because now people will go on TV, they see this episode, oh, so all these games in the system, they're worth this much money. That means that's about how much money I can get for them if I were to sell mine. And it's wrong, because their prices are wrong, and it's just out of control. This is what you'll see with resellers too. Resellers, they'll all try to sell their stuff on eBay, and they try to sell it for big money. And usually they'll either catch somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, or somebody who they're just misinformed, like you would see on this TV show now. They're misinforming everyone of the value of the products, and now people are going to be paying way too much money for the stuff. And it's going to make collecting a lot harder for people who actually enjoy collecting games. So that's really it. Just, it's so irritating. This is why I hate reality TV, because it's not reality in the slightest. But that's basically it. Do you have anything to add?
This game
That
sucks.
something that's related to video games?
I keep dying.
You need to go slower.
I am going slower. Well, that's what she said.
Okay.
Ball.
So she has nothing more game related to add or anything. Like,
Not how I take my Prozac.
you don't take Prozac.
You know.
So, anyway,
I don't.
if you guys, all right,
And I don't do
if
drugs.
you guys like this video, please hit that thumbs up button, like it. If not for me, do it for Deadpool. Like this video for Deadpool. Comment down below if you have your opinions you'd like to share. And of course, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I can always use some more friends. I only have this one. So,
Don't forget Pazzers and BP
okay, yeah,
and
sure.
Shane
All right.
and all the ones in your hand.
You don't understand how comedy works, do you?
This is funny. I don't understand you, Ryan.
So, alright, we're going to end on that note. Like I said, like, comment down below, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Also, be sure to check out the 2 videos down below. Or I should say, check out the podcast video. Pat and Ian, they're really good guys from all the videos I've seen anyway. And they seem to know what they're talking about, in my opinion. So, check that video out. And then if you want to get enraged about this topic, go ahead and watch the actual video clip. But until the next video, guys, you guys all take care. We will talk to you later. Or at least I will. I'm not sure if this one will show up again. She's busy. No! I'm too stubborn to restart.
Play through the pain!
That's right. We already restarted once. I don't want to do it again.
Blow! Blow! Okay.
Why am I blowing?
I'm tired of blowing this game. I've blown way too much Donkey Kong.
And we're done with that. So, not a word of it.
Holding it!
Anyway. So, yeah, that's basically it. Ridiculous. You know. And that's about being optimistic. I didn't say 15, I said 1500.
You can hear me singing, okay?
I can hear you singing.
$50,
Little man, put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show me, oh me, oh me, oh. My jungle love. Oh, we, oh, we, oh. I think I wanna know ya,